So, because there's been some confusion about which weapon is good and which weapon's bad, I decided to make a tier list. So you can count off of this, and when you do runs, you'll know what you should throw out and what you should keep. So we're starting with the katana. It it deals decent damage. It is underrated. I would say it's not the best weapon in the world, but it is pretty good if you're like, it's better than uppercutting if you're like in managed melee or something. I'd put it in B tier. Next up are ninja stars. These are super underrated. They deal so much damage. If you get ninja stars, you can straight up just kill an enemy without even trying. 2 seconds and they're dead, like a whole enemy. You don't need to waste time on getting unlucky. You just take ninja stars and kill them. And you can stand miles away, like they just throw. They always hit perfectly. That's an A tier. Then it's the net. Okay. So it might seem really good, right? Like really good. It might seem like that, but you need to keep in mind, like when your enemy gets it. So if your enemy gets it, you're screwed. Like you can't do anything for like 3 seconds, and if you get it, it doesn't really change much, does it? Honestly, I'd put it in F tier. Like it's really not that good. Um, then there's mousetrap. It's basically the same thing, but you can attack, and actually, if you have weapon, you can shoot and stuff. It's a bit better. I put it in D tier, but not much better. It's really bad against enemies. Like it does nothing. Then there's these mines. They're pretty overrated. They take a long time to explode. They do kill the enemy, but they take so long. So in a speedrun setting, it it is not it's not good. I'll just be honest. It is better than mousetrap and net. I think it's on the same level with katana. Yeah. Next up is the minigun. The minigun is actually also underrated. It deals a lot of damage, uh, and it doesn't even take that long to activate. It takes like half a second you start shooting. But the bad thing about it is that the enemies know how to block. So basically, when you start the minigun, they just block. You disable it, start it again, they just block. But you can deal some damage if the enemy is pretty stupid. So I put it in C tier. Next up is the Uzi. It's basically the same thing as the minigun. It just doesn't take time to activate. It deals a little less damage, and yeah, you can run around with it like freely. You don't get like pushed back when you shoot it or something like the minigun. I put it in B tier. Oh man, then there's the poison dart. So the poison dart is absolute garbage. What is the point of it? You can't use it for anything. It doesn't even deal good damage. It deals it like 2 damage, literally. So yeah, I'm putting an F tier. Uh, Even though the enemy can't do much with it, you can't either. So what's the point? Then there's this health leech. So I'll be honest here. It is good when you're low on HP. Um, it is not. Just don't pick it up if you have max HP or anything. There's no need to. If you have like low HP, if you have like less than half HP, just pick it up and bite someone. You'll just heal up. It's pretty good. Put it in C tier. Then there's the chainsaw. The chainsaw is actually underrated as well. It deals insane damage. It Enemies don't block when you use it, so it's basically a free kill. And you mostly get it in graveyard, where the enemies are absolute morons. So that is an A tier, like that. Next up is this fish. I do not care what you think about it. If you think it's good, uh, or if you think it's decent, it's horrible. It's horrible. The fish is horrible. Um, the fish sucks when you use it. You can't do, you maybe send into ragdoll, but you can't deal good damage. The enemy, once you're using a gun, he just knocks it out of your hands. You can't do anything. It's a D tier. Okay, here's the first S tier. The sniper is a clear S tier. You have 3 free kills with it. You take the sniper, kill 3 people, it's gone. It's actually so overpowered. You one-shot every enemy you aim at. It does take time to actually like aim, but it's not much. Do not throw this weapon out. It's one of the best weapons in the game. Next is the throwable mine. Um, you know, it is worse than the sniper. That's obvious, because you can't use it in close range. You have to use it in long range, and the enemy constantly is running at you, so it's actually really hard to do. You can do it when an enemy spawns in, possibly, or something like that, but it does one shot when you hit it perfectly. So I will put it in A tier, although you just can't use it in close range. Yeah, I don't think we should even talk about snowballs. Literally, top 3 worst weapon in the game. It's just, there's no point of it. It just makes you slow and it's all annoying. Okay, next up is cutlass. So you basically get this when you go into shore booty. You get this at the very start. It's good. It's actually really good. It deals a lot of damage. Yeah, that's basically it. It deals a lot of damage, and the enemy doesn't know how to use it. They can't abuse it or anything against you. So I'd put it in A tier, honestly. Actually, no, B tier, because the katana and cutlass are basically the same thing. So yeah, it's really good. Don't underestimate it. If you only have hands, just and it's there, just pick it up and kill an enemy. It's pretty good. Next up is the sledgehammer. So recently, yesterday I think, I saw this new runner. I don't know how to pronounce their name. But basically, they're starting runs, and they got the sledgehammer right. They killed an enemy, and another enemy was jumping in. They threw it out. Do not do this. The sledgehammer is actually really overpowered, especially in like earlier levels, like scaffolds shuffle. Well, that's late, but we speedrunning. I'm talking about speedrunning. So yeah, I'd say it's an A tier, high A tier. It's really good. Do not throw it out when you get it. Then we have the worst weapon in the game, in my opinion, the trampoline. Um, so there is absolutely no point of it. It just throws off your positions. Like you place a trampoline, the enemy just jumps on it. You can't hit them or anything. It doesn't deal any damage. The enemy knows how to use it to just destroy your game. There's no point of you using it. You don't get anything from it. Just when you get it, throw it out. This is the exact opposite from the sledgehammer. Throw it out when you get it, or even when you see it. Go get it and then throw it out. No matter what's next to you. The trampoline is horrible. Okay, so uh, I ended my rant. Now we talk about the chicken. It's complicated because you literally don't get the chicken anywhere other than the farm. Like, that's what it feels like. The farm is the only place where I've gotten the chicken. And in the farm, the chicken is decent. Okay? Why is it decent, you might ask? Well, basically, if you get the chicken, you shoot a fox in farm. The enemy kills the fox, but the chicken had shot the fox. So basically, the fox still has the egg on its face, and the farmer kills the fox. You get the kill. I don't know why. It counts as your kill, um, but it does. So yeah. But other than that, the chicken is completely useless. Do not use it. Um, it's a D tier. Here's our second S tier. The TNT, uh, the box. So basically, this is this is a simple weapon. You get it, you place it, it explodes. Um, it doesn't take time to charge. It doesn't take anything. You just place it and something explodes. You can kind of throw it like in the Great Factory level. You can jump in the air when the conveyor is moving you, and you can throw it, and the box moves further, and you just move back. So the box is basically flying at the enemy. So you can do that. But other than that, it's basically a kamikaze weapon. You just kill yourself, kill the enemy as well. Um, do you should use this when you get it. It's one of the best weapons. Then we have the spear. Okay, I'll just put it together with a trident. They're basically the same thing. So basically, the spear, you just stab, doesn't deal much damage. You throw it with X, and it doesn't deal much damage either. I'd put both of these in C tier. I wouldn't say they're I wouldn't say they're worse than these three, but I wouldn't say they're better than the minigun or the health leech or even these. Next up is the Tommy gun. So the Tommy gun is basically the same thing as the Uzi, just bigger. I mean, it might deal a little more damage and shoot slower, but it's basically the same thing, so I'll put it up here. Ray gun is really good. I'd say it's S tier. I'd honestly say it's S tier. Only because you can set enemies on fire. Fire is very underrated in this game. It deals so much damage when an enemy is on fire. They can set other enemies on fire, and you just basically, that's free kills. So you can get you can basically get kills from one shot with the ray gun if you get lucky. Then there's this fork. I, I forgot what this thing was called. Basically, this thing seems bad, but is really good if you know how to use it. Um, Basically, if you take advantage of the X button, you can hold on to an enemy and throw them off the edge. Uh, in basically any level. It's just really overpowered. I put it in 8 tier. Its main attack with the Z is really bad. There's no point of it, but you can get 2 free kills if you press X and you just hold an enemy and throw it off. Free 2 kills. It does take a bit longer than basically like a sniper, but it's still free kills. Then there's this void thing. Also, this is black hole basically. It is a high A tier. So basically, when you hold Z, you throw a ball. It does take time to charge up. You throw a ball, and if you hit the ball, uh, it insta kills an enemy. And with pressing X, like you explode the ball, and if an enemy is near you, it just flies away and probably dies. Um, so basically, I put this in high A tier because you cannot get it anywhere other than the very last level, where it's not the best weapon because basically you can't shoot the uh, enemy, right, but they know how to block. They're like in the last level, the enemies are smarter than any other previous level. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to use them. But if this would have been in any other level, it would have been S tier. Then there's this racket. Um, so I'm gonna put it in F tier. It does almost no damage at all. Um, if you pick it up, just throw it out. There's no point of it. The enemy cannot use it either. It's pretty bad. It's basically the same thing as the poison dart. They're basically the same thing. They just both suck. Then there's the bowling ball, which I will put in A tier, only because I found a thing to make it a lot better. Basically, usually when you do the rolling ball, I mean bowling ball, forgot what the name was called. You roll it, the enemy ragdolls for a second and just stands back up. But if you jump in the air, throw the ball, and it hits an enemy, the enemy just legit just flies away. Like literally, they just disappear. It's so overpowered. It's a free kill if you have the bowling ball, and if the enemies are stacked together, you can get like infinite kills. But what's the chance of enemies getting stacked together? Then there's okay, plank. So also same thing with the ZX buttons. With C, it's basically like any other normal weapon. It's basically hand. You just hand him. But if you press Z, oh, that's the good thing. So basically, pressing X, you do like a crazy hit from the sky, and it does a lot more damage. And if you do this attack while falling, you can basically insta kill an enemy. So that's pretty good. I'll put it in B tier. So the homing missile also is good, right? But the thing is, every enemy sees it coming. Like every single enemy can block it, even the zombies. I've seen zombies block it, even though they're complete idiots. So yeah, that's just the thing. But it is really good when it actually hits. Like if it hits, that's a free kill. So the teleporter. In so I would put it in S tier because well, the only level you have it in is the very last level, and it's very overpowered with the teleporter uh, strat. I'll show on screen. So the teleporter strat basically allows you to get free kills on the boss. So there's that, but but in general, it would honestly be a pretty bad weapon because the only possible place where you can do the strat is the very last one. So in any other level, the teleporter would have been bad. And the enemies can annoy you a lot with the teleporter as well. So I'd put it in B tier. Here's another F tier. There's no point of freezing your enemy. It doesn't do anything. Just kill them. Like, hold up, I need a drink. There. So what I was saying, uh, the ice gun. There's no point of it. You don't need to freeze your enemy. Just throw it out. The enemy can't freeze you either if you're running around. So there's no point really. This one. So you only have it in the last level. It's really rare to get a kill with it. And it's honestly just honestly the reason I'm gonna put in D tier. You can get really good kills with like I've gotten like double kills with it, like just explode the enemies. But yeah, it's really hard to get kills with it. It's hard to time. Uh, Unless you didn't know what it does, basically explodes crates um, if they spawn. So if imagine there's a crate, the enemy is running towards the crate, you just press the button, explode, and it could kill the enemy. Then there's the anvil. The anvil can basically squish down the enemy, and you can just kill it. It's basically the sledgehammer, but sledgehammer could do it 3 times. With this, you can just do it once. So I'd put it in B tier. Then there's the broadsword, exact same thing as the cutlass and katana, so I'd put it in there. Just the only difference is you use it in Castle Hassle, you use this in somewhere else where I forgot, and you use this in Shorebody. Then there's the RPG, another S tier. This is the same thing as the box, but even better. So basically you kamikaze, right? But you can do this from long range. So that's really OP. And you get 3 attempts at this. You can get only 1 shot to kill the enemy with the box. You can 3 with the RPG. So I'd put it actually as one of the best weapons in the game. Then there's the rake. It's basically the same thing as the plank, right? But you can knock the enemy back if you press X. So, but it doesn't knock back much though. Yeah, actually I put it in C. It's not that good. Yeah. Then there's another S tier, mines. This is the best weapon in the game you can get currently. I mean, what am I saying? There will be no new weapons. The game is done, I'm pretty sure. So the mines is the best weapon in the game and will be. You place a block, wait for the enemy to come to you, they explode. You get like 5 attempts at this, 5 free kills. It's so overpowered. And if you get it, just please do not waste. Don't spam around them everywhere. Just place one down, wait for the enemy to come to you, explode. Do it another time once they respawn, and just keep doing that. Then there's the boxing glove. So boxing gloves, I used to think they were horrible. Like actually, I used to think they were F tier, but now I think they're close to actually S tier. Not really. They're closer to B tier than S tier, but you get the point. They're really good. They're basically a buff of normal hands. You can get higher uppercuts, which means basically easier kills. Stronger just punches overall, and charge attacks send the enemy further away. Um, so yeah, but the only bad thing is you can charge up rage attacks while you're using the gloves, but that's fine. Uh, You can make it work. Next up is the crossbow. I'm gonna put in C tier. Um, I've never really found a good use for this. It's just a, if the weapon is there, I maybe pick it up by accident, but I'll throw it out anyways. So yeah, it's not the best. Then there's this revolver. What is it? It is an A tier gun. Best, one of the best, just normal guns in the game, because you can legit deal so much damage with this. Like, I'm pretty sure like 4 shots killed an enemy. Like, that's actually insane. But the only problem is it's really rare to get this weapon. Like, you can ask any speedrunner, they're almost never gotten it. So yeah. Then there's the cannon. The cannon is good in levels like graveyard, mansion melee, and what else? There's technic chaos. Those are good because they have walls which you can just stand against and you can shoot the enemy. They're not good in shore booty or anything like that, because once you shoot it, you just fly backwards and you fall off the edge. It's good when the enemy has it. The enemy shoots you, they fall off if you know how to use it. So be careful to not let the enemy actually hit you. So I'd actually put it in A tier. Then there's the shotgun. I would actually use the shotgun in zombie. I mean graveyard. I would use it because the zombies are really good with it. Like, actually, they can lose you so much time. So once you see it in graveyard, pick it up, use it for a bit. It's gonna go away anyway. Just use it. It's not the best. Just use it. It's pretty good. It deals the damage. I'll put it in B tier. Oh, whoa, whoa, the taser. So this is Chainsaw Ninja's least favorite gun, from what I understood. I'd actually disagree with that. It's not the worst. It's near the worst. It still goes in F tier, but it's not the worst because you can just straight up stun the enemy, and the enemy can stun you. It's basically the same thing. It's like the net, but worse, a little bit worse. Because you can get stunned for longer because there are more shots. But enemies are stupid. They probably waste all their shots at once. But I'd still say the trampoline is worse because, like, it doesn't even do anything. You can't get an advantage from it. And then there's the flamethrower, which is good. I mean, if you speedran all achievements before, you'd know this weapon is pretty good. You can get the burning an enemy achievement. It's really good. It helps with it. You can use it in match melee. Um, it's actually pretty decent by itself. If you just randomly speedrun, just when it's there, pick it up. You can burn the enemy. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's as good as the ray gun, but I would say it's decent. I'd put it in B tier. And finally, we have the baseball bat. We're ending off pretty good here because the baseball bat is really good. It's basically like the rake with the pressing X. You just knock back the enemy, but this time it's further. So it basically just kills the enemy when you just launch it off the platform. You get it in Town Tussle, and if you get it, you could get a really fast Town Tussle if you know how to use it. I would actually put in high A tier. So there it is. I will send the link to this tier list in the description if you want to make a tier. I'll send a invite to the Discord server so you can join and share your tier list. And yeah, thanks for watching.